Alright, today we're just gonna be doing some desert expos. Speedrunning. No shiny, 53, 85, 103, 63. All of these kind of suck. I mean, Ultras is like the closest to even remotely being good. But I think this one would be a... I mean, it's a net profit for each. Nah. It's low enough I can't really make money off it. Alright, so everything just died then. Okay, stream might have went down. Does that work? Alright, so everything just died then. Alright, stream is back by the looks of it. Just gonna make sure that, yeah, it runs but stays muted for me. I'm pretty much gonna put that in a ticket. Now just ask her in chat. This one didn't get used up, which is good. Unless I'm just blind. No shiny. 131, 119, 108, 122. 122 Coco. Not as good as the Entei. Extreme speed, stomping. That should be 3 legends at minimum, and then it's random afterwards. The legendary cap she's going on about. Yes, we can get. That is a timer ball, one of my best friends. It's very good to have gotten a timer ball. I always forget the anchor Pokemon. Delmise. Nice of Alexa, she's one of the nice admins. Well, active ones, I should say. They're all nice. Scorbunny? The Scorbunny would have like an illegal moveset or something at this point. If it doesn't die, it has Fire Fang. Pretty sure it doesn't get Fire Fang. I think, honestly, I'll just catch it, see what it has. I'll chuck this ball. If it catches, it catches. Outrage. Something tells me it should not get outrage. Okay, not getting an Ultra Ball is in itself annoying. Sweet. This is weird. Scorbunny, Outrage, Crunch, Fire Fang, Earthquake. I do believe that is not what this gets. Oh well, off chance. I mean, if I catch the legend, I'll run the legend. If I don't catch the legend, I will have this weird Cinderace to show off. Which is cool. Now, annoy Hark, why not? the expo's being a pain in my ass. What can I do here? Don't think there's anything I can do to... Hey, these parts of the expo, let me get out my... I'm just gonna get the decoder out. Lights out silver. 1 1 0 solve. 1 2 3 0. 1 2 3 0 1 2 3 4. It's just this pattern again. And then it should be... Yep. We're getting through it. This one should be a pretty clean expo. I've got time. Four gyms? I mean, they can make their own league. There's nothing really against that. Let's see what his plans are with it. I think my series just activated, which is funny. Huh. We have a cake, a lake, a cave, a lake, a farm, and a forest. I'm actually quite curious. I think that's a really cool idea. And I might see if I can vouch this to Neto. Because I think Genji would actually really like the concept of this. Montanas areas that look like or have something to do with the stuff in that environment. I might message someone there. Is there anyone on the Hiroshima Council? It's actually a really cool concept. Cave user has a Shinotic which he found in that cave as a mortal. The more... Might quickly just send Ellis a link to my stream and see if he would be interested in it. Jim's 200 blocks away from you. I think a little bit off, but I'll be fine. Yeah, 1996. Entei. Headlong Rush hopefully doesn't kill. Because if it kills, that would really suck. Alright. Okay, so I don't know if you can hear me properly, Ellis, but I was talking with Tortoise, or Tortoise22, a player. He's going on about his gym, and in his gym they have their own junior league, as said right here, which is gyms meant for beginners, as is obvious. And instead of doing typings, they've decided to do biomes. So their gyms are structured and based around a biome that they've settled in, like a cave, a lake, a farm, and a forest. And the way that they base their teams is just mons that they find in the area, or look like they have something to do with the stuff in that environment. He's used the example of a cave user with a Shinotic, which he found in his own cave as a Morlul. And I asked and he clarified, their idea is sort of prying away from the over-the-top competitive scene and going on a more fun-based scene of what they found themselves. And I actually really like that concept idea, and ultimately I think that is a type of concept idea that I think Genji would enjoy, because I know Genji has wanted stuff like that for his league in the past, and I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that might be something he's interested in. Maybe pass this along, and if he does like the idea, then try implement it. I don't know, but I think that's just somewhere along the lines of something we could look at. Heck, maybe even implement them into the league some way, somehow, even. Because I'm already starting an idea of a tutorial-like gym that would be easy, and I pretty much went and did what they did, so I'm just curious on how all that would go. You don't have to keep watching, but I think you get, like, the general gist of the concept idea. And I honestly just think this was a really cool thought for these guys, and just want your opinion on it, really. Entei. Ooh, oh wait, I'm not Guards that night. This time I'm bulletproof, that's fun. Facade does double down. No, that just kills us. Luna here. I honestly don't have a lot of Pokeballs and stuff, so I might just keep chucking them. Whereabouts is the live at? I think he's there, actually. Heck, maybe even implement them into the league some way, somehow, even? Because I'm already starting an idea of a tutorial-like gym that would be easy, and I pretty much went and did what they did, so I'm just curious on how all that would go. There you go. Hopefully you get, like, you don't have to keep watching. General gist. Sentei's being annoying. Chances are I don't actually end up getting the Entei. Which will... it will be a little annoying, must admit. But, I mean, I have more tickets. It is a nice looking Entei. How far away is the actual... Okay, there's the healer at the end over here. I wonder if I can go get it. Okay, I can just run back to that healer and use Pokeballs. That's actually really good, and I'm going to take advantage of that. The more revived burgers finally on, that's quite annoying. Entei is just not getting on. Protect. Headlong rush on Entei. Protect. Hopefully it goes for another Play Rough and tries to get Stomping Tantrum. Nope. I have been smacking it, it's just not wanting to get in the ball. I did use the timer balls all ran out. Entei struggled. Last ball. Entei KO'd itself, that's rough. There we go. Leave expeditions and take the Cinderace with me, because I would like to take a look at this and mess with it. Tortoise 22, I'll give it a little test. See how it goes. Do battle here, okay. Ready now, it's okay. Crocodile versus Erikasha. This will send me into Goliath, which should just take a hit. Now I'd like to see how he goes with his Crocodile. Mega Gengar doesn't get that anymore, but I will. Shadow Ball just kills. It's fine, I'll use Annihilate here. I mean, there's a don't underestimate, but I probably will, knowing me. Corviknight can't necessarily kill. Annihilate. Bulk upset. It's probably got Body Press, so I will just swap over. If I hit it with a Will-O-Wisp, it's just no longer a problem. Yep, Brave Bird doing not much, if anything. Now I can safely U-turn across to my Alomomola. The idea here is going to be to use Alomomola Wish Flip Turn to get it out of there and heal up another Pokemon in my team. based on the Corvin Knight, it's probably going to be Arakasha again, seeing as how Arakasha is able to hit it for double damage with Hex because of the burn. It should live a... Yep, it kills. Arakasha should have lived a Brave Bird anyways. I will do the same thing to his Annihilate, burn it, half the amount of damage he does, hit him with Hex, kill him. He comes in with Sceptile. I will go ahead and do the exact same thing. I know Sceptile is mainly a special attacker, but a lot of people prefer to run physical Sceptile. No, they are running special Sceptile. This still means I can get off a U-turn and pivot into Goobers. Night Sludge, so it's mixed. At least Sludge Bomb is enough to kill it, and a Chilling Rain into Speckles should be enough to wipe out the rest of his team. Headlong Rush actually went first and killed. That is impressive, but I do think Speckles still just kills with a Freeze Dry on Torterra. Yep. He did alright, all things considered. Sanctuary badge, huh? I do know that I personally would have bought a Sceptile Light if I could have. Can I access the Captain? I can. I simply just don't use those Pokeballs. Cobblemon Islands? No idea what that is. I'm assuming it's another server, but I'm not doing that. Fill that. Keep this separate from any Nidoshima badges I have, just in case. Head to crates. I'm going to quickly pop all my Poke Keys, deposit my Pokemon, and head back to the expeditions. Random Pokemon, tokens, bundles, and vouchers. Random Pokemon is a Tepig. Tepig is actually quite nice. I do like Tepig. Pokemon wise, I have a fair few cool things, none that I'm going to. I mean, some I sell. I'm selling a few things on GTS as of current. Each of these, all of them being pretty overpowered. Well, some of them being overpowered in their own right. That is the full shiny Zygarde set by the looks of it. It looks pretty nice. Now it's time for the next expedition to play. Huh? I would have done Easter, then yep, I see. Pop the desert ticket. In 5 minutes, I believe, for fainted Pokemon. Fainted Pokemon simply just, I believe, should cure status condition and revive upon that. Let's see. There is no shiny. 104, 42, 111, 61. The best Pokemon here is Landorus. Could have more speed, but it is fine. Landorus is a physical attacker. If I was going anything, I would run Torkoal. Torkoal has potential to just wall itself off and get some nice damage in. I will include Smokescreen, just because Smokescreen, stopping my opposing Pokemon from being able to hit me, in this case it being Landorus, is quite useful. Sadly, it is not like Tapu Koko. You are unable to get... I honestly have not done enough of the Landorus raids in order to know what's the best Pokemon in order to catch it. So at the moment I'm just going to take a shot in the dark and go for the high defensive Torkoal. Do believe that if I can get off a Iron defense and just start lowering the opposing Pokemon's stats, Torkoal should take it, hopefully. Movie 3 grants Molly Hale's wish. It is unknown. I don't know that, but because it's the only movie I haven't seen. But I saw one scene of unknowns while going past my cousins who were watching it on the couch. I'm simply just going to assume that that was the right answer, of which it was. Which is lucky me. Unlucky me, okay. No, I'm not. I'm totally not cheesing the expo. This one you want to go aim for these three, aim for those two. If you miss, go for that one. Not quite the position for this Lando currently. To be able to see it, a timer ball is quite nice to see. The main problem that's going to stem from Landorus and Torkoal is that Landorus is super effective on Torkoal. Personally, if I had to have a Pokemon to fight this Landorus and aim to catch it, I would probably want Corviknight. Corviknight's quite useful, its defenses are high and it gets access to both Roost and Iron Defense. Plus it's immune and resists a high majority of its attacks. It is in fact something I would take if I could get it in this expedition, which I cannot. Looks like I was able to break the Voltorb again, so that means the Voltorb will not be a problem coming through. Another lights out room. And finished. Now I can fully break this just by moving Tyranitar in. And I will do this with all of the Pokemon just so I can save my Pokemon PP and myself items and time. Because ultimately fighting a bunch of Pokemon much faster than my own is not very good for that Pokemon of mine. I honestly do not know if there was an XP all, but I would say that the XP all simply is not worth it. Change the name of the cities? What does he mean? Paka Kaiwalu. I wonder if he's meaning like Sharpedo Cove. Expo. I'm assuming this is for the new leaders they have been showing up. I don't actually know. Yeah, I can't even check my current balance. I believe I should be down by 1 mil, so maybe... Yeah, it's offering this. Yeah, I assumed so. Should be quite high IVs. Certainly more than the average legend you can collect from an expo. Geodude, Titan, and Jumpluff. Jigglypuff and Sunflora. Two rooms off, it does not look like... Actually, it looks like I may have one more battle room to deal with. Which certainly will be an inconvenience I don't want. But it is not the end of the world. I will just repeat this. Okay, Sunflora. Sunflora with Earthquake, because of course, why would you not have a Sunflora with Earthquake? Since there's no heavy Pokemon that can be that difficult for me, I'm simply just going to aim to do this. I'm hoping by the look of the rooms that it is not a battle room at the very end would be quite nice, all things considered, but it is not something I want per se. Guest room. Ultimately, game plan for Landers is set him up for myself. Iron defense as early as I can. He sets up sword stance. If I can get up an iron defense before he can kill me with something like Stone Edge there, because that is ultimately a problem. It's not impossible, it's just I need to get lucky. Because Earthquake he has also one-shots Torkoal. I ultimately need him to go for Facade first turn, if I wish to collect this one easily. Sword Stance, that's a viable option as long as Facade is one of the moves being used. It is not that bad of a problem. Second Sword Stance, equally as good. It's annoying that he's getting set up so far. 3 sword stances, still problematic, but not the end of the world as I have multiple iron defenses up. I do actually think I get access to Clear Smog, which wouldn't be bad in this scenario. I do get access to Clear Smog, which, scenario-wise, is not too bad. As shown, it sets up a sword stance, I go for an iron defense. Now, if I hope that the AI is the same, as long as it does not go for Earthquake, I should be in the clear, as it is now a +3 Landorus that has been hit with Clear Smog, removing its stat changes. As of right now, it should not be in any way, shape or form unable to kill my Torkoal. A Stone Edge misses Torkoal, which is the ideal scenario. No setup for the Landorus, so I will aim for a Body Slam Earthquake. Does not kill Torkoal. So far, I am in the clear. I would like to give some HP to Torkoal. Facade, the most ideal move it could continue to use. The only problem with me using Smokescreen and then Clear Smog to remove any of its attack buffs is that way it loses that, of which I give it. It can keep setting up sword stances, but I can keep using these times to my advantage. Till eventually it runs out of PP. The AI is going to hopefully focus on increasing its attack, because it cannot identify any sort of kills with Torkoal at the moment. So as long as this is being kept, it is now paralyzed. I have to be careful. This means Facade will start to do increased damage. A critical hit of Stone Edge of all moves. Very terrible. But knowing my luck, it had to happen. Ultimately, Landorus is proving to be far more problematic of a Pokemon than I would have hoped. All I can hope is that I'm lowering its moveset just enough that it will prove to not be a problem for me anymore. I do doubt that it is out of Swords Dances. I think it has 2 or more Stone Edges left to go. Keeping track of how many each move that it does, all of this and that, is key to it. Currently, it's dropped back down to low attack. I will make sure that Torkoal is heavily healed right now. It can keep aiming for Swords Dances and slowly run out its clock of Swords Dances that it's able to use. My main goal as of right now is to hit as many body slams as possible so I can get a paralysis and throw a timer ball. Does Earthquake very sadly kills my Torkoal. That is honestly not something that we are after. Ultimately, Earthquake only has a certain amount of PP. If it were to continue Earthquaking for the next heap of turns. Selfless plug time. Ultimately, because I can. I'm aiming to whittle it out of PP at this point in time. And then hopefully, by a miracle, get it low enough to chuck a timer ball. Earthquake, still with the Clear Smog drop, is able to kill. That is not good. Based off of how many moves it's got, I'm tempted to just start throwing Pokeballs and hoping. I am joking, of course. You should not take out a loan on the server. Just to try and get... Don't do that. Don't take out a loan. As funny as it would be, don't do it. It's not healthy. Did it set up another Swords Dance? It did. Earthquake kills my Torkoal. Ultimately, looking at it, I may soon be forced to just lob Pokeballs at it, in hopes that it works. The increase in stats from Swords Dance should be running out its course very soon. I will lob another Ultra Ball, in hopes to have a better chance at catching this genie than I did last time. as I pray that the only moves it is able to hit me with as of right now is Facade. Ultimately, it could not just hit me with only Facade, as it still had Earthquake in the back pocket to rail me from behind. By the looks of it and my hopefulness, I'm hoping that this Landorus is unable to use the moves that it requires to kill me, such as Stone Edge or Earthquake. The Facade critical hit is not all that enjoyable, I must say. As long as it does not do another critical hit Facade, should be looking good. By the looks of the consistently kept Facade, I should be able to just hit it. It crit me and killed my Torkoal once again. That is in fact not what we are after, as with that crit I should now be unable to collect. As I have run out of heals, I should not have enough heals in order to keep this Landorus from killing my Pokemon for these timer balls to work. Ultimately, my best bet for this Landorus now is just to keep throwing Pokeballs. These critical hit Facades make me want to think this Landorus is cheating, as I have never had more crits happen to me from one Pokemon in my entire career of playing Pokemon for the past 7 years. And I've played against the continuously critting Meowscarada. So ultimately, I would like to say this man's is cheating. With it just using Facade, my only, and I mean only hope is that it begins to struggle very soon. As if it were to start struggling, I will be able to actually have damage done to this Landorus. And with damage done, I will finally be able to hit, or finally be able to have a good chance at capturing it. Landorus can now struggle. I hope that it now continues its struggle, starting from here. If this Landorus continues to struggle from this point forward, I may in fact be able to catch it. I do not think, based off of the damage done by that struggle, I will be able to capture this Landorus. Ultimately now, my only viable hope for this Landorus is to get a activation from a timer ball in the very, very near future. As it seems, actually, I do have a healing station just a ways away. If I run over to said healing station, I should be in fact able to give Torkoal the ability to heal itself once more to full HP. A full HP Torkoal should in fact be enough. Full HP Torkoal was in fact unable to happen, because that healing machine is just out of the render distance to be active. So my only coherent hope as of right now is to continue my running. Should Torkel come back, I am then able to timer roll it. Ultimately, it's probably not worth it, so I will leave the expedition with this trusty Torkel that I have collected, and pray that someone, anyone, buys my Pokemon. Considering my poor luck as of current in these expeditions, I am highly hoping that the next expedition I go on happens to have a fundamentally insane Pokemon at my disposal, so this 1 mil that I have spent on these tickets comes back and I can flip it for more. That is, in fact, the main hope that I have for this. The next Pokemon is Okidogi, Regieleki, Moltres, and Terrakion. Looking at the IVs, 66, 124, 126, and 125. I did in fact get good Pokemon that I was after. And in fact, my best bet is probably the Regieleki or the Moltres. At stats like this, I should go for the easier to catch Pokemon of Regieleki. My best bet would be to collect a Mimikyu and then rotate over to Hippowdon and catch it later on. Best move. This should be roughly the best moveset for Mimikyu throughout the entire thing. Expedition completed. Clodsire. Certainly a Pokemon viable to be caught. And with the Pokemon Clodsire being caught, I now have everything that I need in order to capture this Regieleki at the best possible way that I can. That is putting it to sleep. I'm curious what this person means. Sandile. I forget what I do believe one of them is Seedot. I forget the other one. It is Marlowe from the animes. Grass-type Pokemon. This Voltorb is coming to absolutely explode all over me, and just positively send me back to spawn to inconvenience my day. Minorly, of course. This seems to have taken me to a battle room. I will continue to showcase bugs on here until they are patched. There is a bolt hunt right here. Firefang Bolt Hunt is quite interesting of a pool. I still have a ways to go in order to finish this expedition. Trivia question. 420. I do believe that it is going to be a play. It is not. Pokemon spawns. Fairy type was introduced in, was it Gen 7? It was not. Guardian of the Sea, it is not Manaphy. It is Dragonite. I at least know this one. Ultimately, having 9 Pokeballs for the capture of a singular Pokemon is not all that reassuring, as I am narrowly getting closer to being able to actually interact with said Pokemon. This one here can absolutely be cheesed. If you come up to the top right here and click that right block right there, that allows you to activate it, and I have been waiting for someone to fix that bug. Here you simply go left, and right again, at your earliest convenience. Trubbish. Magnemite, and Slowking. I actually have zero idea where I picked up a total of 20 Pokeballs from the 8 I had prior, but they will do. I have also realized I'm yet to provide Clodsire with a usable moveset, so I will run back to do that now. Simply put, Yawn, Earthquake, Mudshot, Slam are all moves enough to fight and capture this Regieleki. Regieleki has a few attacking moves, one being an electric move called Thunder Cage, I believe, the other move being Acrobatics. So if you are able to lower Regieleki's attack stat all the way down with the use of Charm from Mimikyu, Acrobatics does not do shit. Now all you need to do is simply transfer your leading Pokemon over to Clodsire for Thunder Cage to not do anything. Now you are free to simply sit and take attacks from the Regieleki, healing at your discretion. And should you need to lower Regieleki, simply attack it. That Earthquake did far more than I expected that to on the Regieleki, I must admit. The Regieleki did not get into my Ultra Ball, so now I have to resort to continuous use of my 20 Pokeballs in order to capture it. I have caught the Regieleki. Its stats ultimately are not too bad, and could fetch me a solid price of 1 mil. Should I find a buyer interested in collecting the Regieleki? As said earlier, you should tell the chat once you have caught it, in case anybody interested takes the time out of their day in order to message you and ask about your fancy Regieleki. I do not know why I said it like that. I am growing tired. Today I simply have more expeditions that I am able to do. This room involves 0 shinies, 81, 93, 105, and 54. Ultimately, the best Pokemon in this room would have to be Terrakion. Now, Terrakion is in fact an annoying Pokemon. certainly tired, so I may just not go for the expeditions that I do not see to be really worth the capture. That was not the right button. Now it is time for Desert Expedition to happen once again. I will self-promo my general business that I conduct on the server once again. I ultimately have, in fact, not come across a shiny. The best Pokemon here is, in fact, Okidogi. With its moveset focusing around physical attacks, my best bet is simply to run Torkoal. Once again, this time, actively taking advantage out of the fact that it cannot see. I now will stop talking as I am growing tired, and will just let you, anyone watching, just continue to watch. I see that this spot continues to want to annoy me. And now I am once again able to cheese it.